So you've got your big Googleyness interview coming up. And the thing about Googleyness is that it isn't a particularly difficult interview in the sense that the questions that you're going to come across are questions that you've had at previous interviews. They all tend to be quite straightforward. The challenge with Googleyness is that are you able to sprinkle a bit of Googleyness across all of your answers? And the ones that are able to sprinkle Googleyness across all their answers are the people that end up getting the job because you're able to demonstrate that you're somebody who's a great fit for Google and ultimately are a Googler. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can do that so that you're in a position to give a fantastic response. So the first thing we need to understand is what is Googleyness? For me, Googleyness comprises 5 key things. The first is empathy and compassion. The second is reflectiveness. The third is integrity. Then you have ownership, and finally problem solving and being able to think outside of the box. So now that we have our 5 areas that comprise of Googleyness, what we're going to do next is look at a particular question. In this case, provide an example where you've had to deal with a challenging stakeholder. How did you successfully manage to get that stakeholder on board? So now that we have our question, we now look at our 5 Googleyness elements. And in my case, I've identified 2 that are relevant to this question. The first is empathy and compassion, and the second is integrity. So now that we've identified these 2, what I want you to do is 2 things. The first is identify a set of keywords and synonyms that relate to each element. So when it comes to empathy and compassion, what are the synonyms and keywords that relate to this? Well, for me, they're things like active listening, emotional intelligence, understanding motivators and drivers, as well as being able to see from other people's perspectives and being able to adapt your communication style to those individuals. So now that we know that, the second thing you need to be able to do is explain why that's important, because that will confirm to Google that you actually understand these concepts and it's part of your philosophy as a person, which obviously aligns with Googleyness, which is what we want to do. So let's dive in to the middle of a response where I'm going to demonstrate how you do this. I met this person who had sent that angry email and I asked him some open questions. The reason I did that is that I wanted to understand his motivators and drivers, because if I can understand this person's motivators and drivers, then I can understand the root cause of their concerns. So as they started speaking, I actively listened. Again, this was crucial in understanding the root causes of their concerns, but also being present to understand and read between the lines to get to the heart of what the issue was. Did you see what I did there? I was able to demonstrate Googleyness. And that's what you're going to need to learn how to do, and do across all your Googleyness answers. So I hope you found this useful, and if you did, fantastic, and I hope you're able to apply it in your answers. And if you do have a Google interview coming up, I really recommend you check out our Google Interview Mastery course. It's a complete program which will run you through the Google interview process. And hopefully, as you go through the program, you'll be in a position to give a fantastic Google interview. Links in the description. There's a 20% discount, so check it out. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.